Hey guys, and welcome to creating a $1 million cleaning company utilizing independent contractors. I hope you're all doing great today. So, listen, I'm so excited that you have joined me here in my group. I want to take you through what I consider to be one of the most important parts in starting your cleaning company. And really, it's about getting your mindset set right from the beginning. So a lot of times we think, oh my gosh, it's going to be so easy to go and start a business, or this is what I really want to do. So I just want to reflect upon some of the things that I have found in my 20 years of owning my own company, what I've seen from other people, and what I've actually seen for myself. So it's really about like evaluating your entrepreneurial strength and weaknesses. So I'm going to go through these statements here. I'm not going to read them verbatim, but I'm just going to kind of go through them and take a look at these questions and ask yourself, is this what you have? Or what do you need to do to get yourself to the place that you're going to feel like you have the strength and the mindset to get you to the point where you want to actually start or grow your cleaning company? So the first thing is, do you have a positive attitude about yourself and your abilities, right? So running a business comes with all kinds of challenges and you're going to run up against the competition. It can be really tough to sell clients and there's going to be lots of other obstacles in your way. As a business owner, you need to be able to have a strong, positive attitude and really thick skin to make it through the rough times. Not every person that you talk to is going to be your client. And if you're like me, I have this tendency to want everyone to like me. So, what I did is I actually built my friendship circle around my different mindset issues, right? So when I came across someone that was like, didn't want my service or kind of made me feel bad, or I felt like, my business was going to tank, I would definitely reach out to my friends that knew that that's what I was reaching out to them for. I'd be like, hey, listen, I feel like such a failure. Can you please help remind me why I'm doing this? So really running through those obstacles every time they come to you, like come to the forefront, don't get discouraged. You definitely can do this. You just have to get your cheerleading squad behind you so that you can keep going. Okay. So item number 2 on the list is, are you a natural leader? Okay. So if you've heard this through your childhood, your adulthood, like, we have to have leaders and we have to have followers. So don't beat yourself up if you're a follower and not a leader. But my opinion, and I'm sure you'll find this with other people, that if you're going to run a company, you definitely have to be a leader. So a lot of times, again, if you're like me and you're like, I want everyone to like me, you still have to be a leader, even when it's like the last thing you want to do is to discipline or correct one of your employees or your independent contractors or even a client. So even if you don't think that people are consciously thinking about it, they are. So they are looking, your employees, your clients, even the people that your suppliers, where you get your supplies and everything from, they're going to be relying on you for your strong leadership skills. Someone has to guide the ship. So look at yourself and take a really good assessment and see, okay, do you feel like you're a leader? Are you someone that can stand the test of time? Are you someone that can stand up to adversity? Are you someone who can stand up to a client that might be being a jerk to either yourself or to your cleaners? It's really important to take a look at that. I do say that leaders are born, they're not raised, but it doesn't mean that you can't get the skills that are needed to be a leader. Um, and again, it's not a popularity contest. It's really about these individuals, your employees, your clients, and your suppliers are all looking for you to guide them and direct them. So if you remember this little piece that I like to say is that people secretly want to be led. And why do they want to be led? Because it's easier for them not to make a decision. So think about it when you were younger or even as an adult, you were like, oh, I wish someone would just make that decision for me. We all really want that. We all just want another person to make a decision, which is why I say people secretly want to be led. So when you start your own cleaning company, you definitely have to be that leader. Now, it doesn't mean that sometimes you can't fall on another person to kind of be your cheerleader again. So always remember, you're going to have days that are hard and you're going to have days that are super easy. And when you have those days, you need to celebrate your wins and you need to find your confidant, your cheerleader that's going to help you through those tough times. So let's talk about item number 3. How confident are you in your decision making? So guess who's going to be making the decisions? You. Making decisions in businesses can be tough and they have to be made at all times. And they have to be made quickly, right? So you have to kind of be really fast at making an assessment, looking at the situation and making a decision. Now, it doesn't mean that you can't take 30 minutes, you can't take an hour, you can't take a deep breath. But typically, when something is happening in your business, like somebody called in, or a client is complaining, or a cleaner is not happy about something, that is you are the top person in the company that has to turn around and make that decision. Now, again, it doesn't mean that you can't have a coach or a confidant or someone to talk to about it, but more often than not, it's going to come down to you. Like, who is it that's driving your business forward? And you have to be that person. Sometimes you're going to be indecisive. Don't beat yourself up about it. I call my family. I talk to my moms. I talk to my daughter. I talk to people who may have a different opinion on how I can manage something. All right, item number 4. Are you a self-starter? Okay, so guess what? Nobody is going to make you get up and run this company. Not one single person. So there has to be a reason behind it. You have to get up and remember that all of this responsibility is falling on you, from acquiring the clients to managing your finances, making sure that you're getting good quality work. If you don't take that initiative, it's not going to get done. So when you're first starting off, you got to think about, like, what is the reason that you're doing this? Is it to make good money? Hey, listen, I'm so happy for you. I want you to make as much money as you possibly can. But people aren't going to just come knocking on your door and say, hey, I need house cleaning. You really got to put forth the effort for it. But you can do this. All right. Number 5, do you enjoy working with people and can you get along with all kinds? So it's going to be back to, like, how do you handle clients that are not happy? How are you going to handle cleaners that aren't happy? How are you going to handle suppliers? I mean, any situation you can think of, you have to be able to get along with other people. Most of the time, people can. Now, I'm not going to say that I don't get upset with my clients. Um, when I first started my company, I was afraid to do anything that would make my client mad. Over the years, I've definitely gotten more confident in my cleaning company and what I can basically tolerate, right? So it's all about, like, what am I willing to tolerate from my clients and my cleaners? So I've gotten to the point where I'm confident enough in my cleaners and their ability to do a above average job that I'm not going to take on the client that I can't get along with or is just too demanding, right? They might be like, hey, you need to show up at this time. And if you're 2 minutes late, we're going to fire your service. Okay. Those are not people that I want to work with. But in the beginning, you definitely can run up against those obstacles and you just have to think about, how are you going to handle that? I would say you don't take them on as clients, but in any event, just make sure that you can work with all different types of personalities. How well do you plan and organize? Being organized is probably going to be one of the most important things that you do in this business. So you have to be organized because when you first start off, it might just be yourself cleaning and maybe you only have 5 clients. Well, on a small scale, you can manage that yourself. You can definitely get a Google Calendar. You can write it in your notebook. Like, I got clients on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then I have Tuesday, Thursday, I have this client and I know what their address is, etc. But as you continue to grow your business, the more you have to become organized. So setting those good habits in the beginning is going to be really advantageous for you. I'm a big computer person, so making sure that my Google Drive is organized, making sure that my schedule is organized for my cleaners. When you get to the point where you're handling anywhere from 100 to 600 clients on a monthly basis and all of those cleaners, you really have to be organized. So I would suggest just, getting into the habit of being organized early on, whether it's on the computer or on paper, somehow get yourself to the point where you're organized. Um, Number 7 is, do you have the physical and mental stamina to manage a new business? So you're going to work long hours. A lot of people think, oh, I'm going to quit my 9 to 5 or 8 to 6 or whatever job you have. And it's going to be, I'm going to do this because I need more time off, or I'm not getting enough PTO, or they don't give me enough vacation time. So I can tell you that anytime you start a business, you are going to be working from sun up to sundown. If you want the business to grow and be successful, that's what you have to do. Vacation, sure, you can take it, but you're still going to be working. If you're in the corporate world, a lot of people say, put your phone away, you're on vacation, not when you own your own business. Now, don't get me wrong. I take vacation. I travel the world. So when I'm in Italy, I'm working. When I'm in Croatia, I'm working. So you have to figure out, how can you still run your business while you're not there in front of it, right? You're going to be working lots of hours. Sometimes you're going to work 7 days a week for the next 12 months. And maybe you might have a day where you have a couple hours off. I can remember when I first started, I remember my son saying to me, oh my God, Mom, what time are you going to be home? Right. So he would I was gone. I mean, I was out doing quotes every single day, but that's what I needed to do to get my business going. Well, what I guess that actually leads us right into number 8. So is your family ready to adapt? So it's definitely going to take up a lot of your time. It's like having a brand new baby. So if you haven't had a new baby or a new puppy or a new kitten or anything that's brand new and it's only been yourself, just know that this is going to be a big shift to your life. So when you're working a corporate job or a regular job for someone else, you clock in, you clock out. That's it. Most of the time. With this, there is no clocking out. You might get a message from a client at 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. or 2 o'clock in the morning that's like, hey, I got to cancel for tomorrow. What are you going to do? How are you going to manage that? Get yourself prepared. Like, how do you get that message over to your cleaner so your cleaner doesn't get up in the morning and drive out? You don't want to send them a message at 2 a.m. So how are you going to do that? I can tell you that for my cleaning company, we're only cleaning Monday through Friday, but we're definitely working 7 days a week. So on Sunday, we typically go through all the last minute messages that came through over the weekend from Friday to Sunday, morning, that say, hey, I got to cancel. Hey, I got COVID. Hey, my kid's sick. Hey, I forgot I had a contractor coming. So you have to stay on top of it, because the last thing you want to do is you don't want to send your cleaners out to go do the job and there's nobody there. Or the client said, hey, I sent you a text message, and then they got mad. They get unhappy with you. So again, it's very demanding. It's going to take a lot of your time. And just know that for the most part, I want to say it's short-lived, but honestly, it's going to take a good 5 years to really get a good rhythm going. I mean, it could be faster if you have the money to hire, office people and, kind of streamline your process that way. It definitely is a good way to fast forward your business. But if you don't have that and you're just working on guerrilla marketing or guerrilla growth, like organic growth, then it's definitely going to take you some time. Okay, so number 9, do you have a solid understanding of cleaning techniques, products, and equipment? Listen, when I first started cleaning, I had no clue. So I didn't even know cleaning companies existed. I didn't know what a baseboard was. I didn't know what marble countertop was. I didn't know what granite countertop was. So I had to do a ton of research. Now, in today's day and age, there is so much more technology that's out there that you can go and learn from other people on YouTube, and you can go to your local like Lowe's or Home Depot, and you can definitely find out, like, how does this product, clean this item? How does, how do you effectively clean marble? How do you make sure you don't damage the marble? Go to Lowe's and talk to anybody that's there. They're going to be pretty knowledgeable about the cleaning products, but you can also you can call the manufacturers themselves, and you can find out a ton about like What to use on hardwood floors. How come the hardwood floors are sticky? You're going to get that one a lot. Or there's a film on my hardwood floor. How do you manage that? How do you get rid of it? Okay, so number 10, are you willing to invest in developing any of the skills you might lack? This is super important. So whether it's accounting, marketing, management, you are going to be everything when you first start this company. You're going to be marketing, you're going to be sales, you're going to be customer service, you're probably going to be the cleaner, you're going to be the vacuum fixer, you're going to be the mop fixer, you're going to be the fixer of everything. You're going to have to know how to do your books. You're going to have to know how to set up your credit cards. You're going to have to know how to do your web development. Now, again, doesn't mean that you can't outsource it to somebody who's smarter than you in those areas, and that's really what you want to do. But in the beginning, you're going to want to know how to do all this stuff. Now, there are organizations like the SBA and SCORE and local community colleges that help you with additional information. I highly suggest you go to SCORE. Most municipalities will have a SCORE office near you, and they offer free counseling or free education. Sometimes they do group meetings. Sometimes you can meet with a mentor. And typically these individuals are people that are familiar with your type of business, or they're familiar in a specific skill set. So that skill set could be marketing. It could be, understanding your taxes, things like that. So I hope this was helpful. You can do this. I absolutely have 100% faith in you. These are just things that you want to take a look at to make sure that you kind of are getting your mindset ready for this, right? Don't be afraid of it. Just know that these things are going to come up. And after you get through with this video, you're going to be like, a year down the road, you're going to be like, oh, I need to go and touch base with SCORE because I finally am at the point that I need to understand SEO or marketing more. Like, how can I get more clients via marketing? So don't be afraid to go through this, kind of take your priority. What do you need to focus on, especially if you have family, and they need to understand that you're running a business. How are you going to manage that? Make sure you talk to your partner, talk to your kids if those exist. But just know you can do this. And actually, that's coming from a single mom of 2 kids, left her corporate job, that went through a bankruptcy and had no spouse at home to help me. So if I can do it, you can do it. All right, guys, I have faith.